Hello and welcome to today's class. Again, we have this. It's a very nice one. The question is x to the power of 3 equal to, bracket open, 3 all over 2, all raised to the power of 3. What is the value of x here? Now, if you take a good look at this question, again, we can easily take the cube root of both sides of the equation, and that will give us x equal to 3 all over 2. And so 3 all over 2 is one of the real roots to this challenge, but we have two other roots because here we are having x to the power of 3. Okay, so how do we get the other roots to this challenge here? Okay, so let's take a solution to this. So we have solution. All right, now like I said, taking the cube root of both sides will just give us just one root to this question. But let's put down the question first. We have x to the power of 3 is equal to 3 all over 2 all raised to the power of 3. Good. Now, what we're going to do here is this. We want to move this quantity to this side of the equation because we have what is called difference of two cubes. And so we can express this expression in that format. So move this to this side. This is going to give us x to the power of 3 minus our bracket open 3 all over 2 all raised to the power of 3 is equal to 0. So what does the difference of two cubes says? It says that if you have your a all to the power of 3 minus your b to the power of 3, this is equal to bracket a minus b close bracket your a to the power of 2 plus your ab there plus your b or b to the power of 2 close bracket. So this is what the difference of two cubes says. Okay, so we want to express the whole of this expression in this format. And so this is going to give us, or this now implies that bracket x minus 3 all over 2 close bracket our x to the power of 2 then plus our 3 all over 2 x then plus our 3 all over 2 all raised to the power of 2. Let's put this in a square bracket. Everything 0. So from here we apply what is called zero product rule. So it says that if you have your a times b equals to 0, so we're going to have either your a is equal to 0 or your b is equal to 0. So if we apply that, we're going to have two cases from here. So this is going to be for case 1 and this for case 2. So let's take our case 1. So we have case 1. So case 1, we have our x minus 3 all over 2 is equal to 0. So it is pretty easy from here, right? Move this to this side of the equation. So we're going to have our x1 is equal to 3 all over 2. And that is the only real root we have to this challenge. And that is what we said the other time, that if you take the cube root of both sides, there is going to give you x is equal to 3 all over 2. Good. Now let's look for the other two roots from this quadratic equation here. So we're going to have this to be our case 2. So we have our case 2. Our case 2 is x to the power of 2, then plus 3 all over 2x times. We can write this out or simplify this to give us our 9 all over 4. So we have here plus 9 all over 4 equal to 0. Good. So we have to clear off these denominators we have in here. So the highest is 4. So we multiply through by 4. So this is going to give us our 4x to the power of 2 plus, if we use 4 to multiply this is going to give us 2 times 3s, which is 6x plus, we use 4 to times this, we're going to be left with 9 equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation, and this is where we're going to get the two values of our x from. Good. So using formula which says that your x is equal to minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over our 2a. Bringing out the value of a and b, c, this is going to give us a is equal to the coefficient of our x squared, which is 4, and b is the coefficient of x, and c, our c is our constant term, which is 9. So this is going to give us our x is equal to, we want to put all these values into this expression. So going to give us minus, our b is 6 plus minus the square root of 6 to the power of 2 minus 4 times our a is 4 times our 6, our c is 9. Everything all over 2 times 4. Okay, good. So if we simplify further, we're going to have x will now be equal to minus 6 plus minus the square root 6 to the power of 2 will give us 36. So we have 36, then minus. Okay, so we have 4 times 4 will give us 16. 16 times 9, that will give us 144. Okay, so we have 144. All right, all over our 8. So let's continue at this side of the bird. Okay, so we simplify this. 36 minus 144, that will give us 108. So we now have our x is equal to minus 6 plus minus the square root of minus 108 all over our 8. So definitely we're going to have imaginary root from here. Okay, so but we can simplify 108. Okay, we can simplify 108. If we divide 108 down, that will give us 36 times 3. Yeah, 36 times 3. So we can rewrite the whole of this expression as our minus 6 plus minus the square root of minus 1 times 3 times 36. Yeah, all over 8. Remember that the square root of, okay, let me put it here, that the square root of minus 1 is equal to iota. So we can bring in iota into the system, and the square root of 36 is 6. So rewriting everything, this is going to give us minus 6 plus minus 6 iota root 3 all over our 8. 2 is common here, and 2 can also be factored out from the denominator. So this is going to give us our 2, then into, if we use 2 to divide this, we're going to be left with 3, then plus minus 3 iota root 3 all over our 8. So 2 here 1, 2 here will give us 4. Okay, so in R, we can rewrite this expression. So writing this is going to give us our x2 is equal to, we're going to have our 1 all over 4 bracket minus 3 plus our 3 iota root 3. And our x3 is equal to 1 all over 4 bracket minus 3 iota root 3. So these are the other two roots or values of x that satisfy this challenge or this polynomial equation. Again, x2 and x3 are imaginary roots, while x1 is the only real solution or real root from this challenge. So this brings us to the end of this math class. See you in our next video. Till then, keep winning. Bye for now.